Now, there's one question we can ask. I call it the miracle question. I fucking love it.
This question changed my life when you taught it to me, I have to
Did
say.
it?
Yeah, I have to say, it's just so perfect that just in so many situations, it's just such a great fucking question, especially when you got some cunt who loves to ramble. You can just slice through and just be like, right, you know, when you want to get to the real meat and bones.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using this question for at least, well, before I came to Ireland, so at least 14, 15 years. And I got it from a guy called Jamie. I can't remember his last name, but he used to run an NLP training school, Salad Limited or something. I don't know if he's still going even. I'll have a look because he's a nice guy. I mean, I'm very skeptical about NLP and the rest of it. It's a lot of bullshit. It's one of those things that it has useful. Jamie Smart, that's right. Salad Limited. Saladlimited.co.uk. You know,
fair enough.
It has its uses, but you know, like copywriting has its uses. Of course it does. But when copywriters say they can compel you to buy things, oh, please fucking leave it out. Well, like NLP people, they seem to think it's, yeah, we understand how the brain works. No, you fucking don't. Yeah. You can guarantee when some motivational professional cockwomble says, I know how the brain works, or I can tell you how the brain works, the Dunning-Kruger effect guarantees they do not know how the brain works. You know, we've got engineers, scientists, biologists, physicists, mathematicians, all kinds of all manner of technicians, genuine doctors, neuroscientists, all these people, all of them have been working tens of thousands, maybe millions of these people working hard, and they still don't know how the brain works. But some complete twat with a fucking NLP master's certificate suddenly does. I don't fucking think so somehow. So, you know, they have their place. And this question I got from Jamie Smart. And it's really simple. And if you ask it of people, be prepared for a long answer. And then people, when you ask it, I mean, I know it sounds like hype what I'm doing now, but when you ask this question, if you ask it at the right time, which is often like the last thing you'll ask people, you tend to get one or two answers. You'll get a kind of very short answer, which doesn't give you much information, or you'll get someone who spills their entire life story to you, including about their divorce and how they had children or parents who didn't care about them when they were kids and didn't love them, all that kind of stuff. You get the full life story, and the people who, the more they tell you, the better prospects they are, because the more they're engaged with you. And the question's really simple. So if you've got a pen and paper, write this down, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't, go and get one quickly. In the meantime, here's some music. Right, got your pen and paper? So the question is this. If you need to set the context. So if something was perfect, so you might say, so Connor, tell me, if you came into work tomorrow morning, sat at your desk, and your business was perfect, or you might say, if you got up in the morning and spoke to your wife and you embraced her, and it was perfect. So setting the context. If something was perfect, if the thing you desire, the thing we've been talking about was perfect, how would you know? Yeah, those last four words, how would you know, are huge, because it's a really difficult question to answer succinctly. So if you embraced your wife in the morning, your marriage was perfect, how would you know? You know, if you got into work on Monday morning and there'd been a miracle over the weekend, how would you know? And your business was perfect, how would you know? You know, to answer that question properly takes a lot of thinking. We use it a lot in our work.
Yeah.
Both in our spoken work, like sales calls and things maybe, and indeed I use it in our written work too, in the application forms sometimes.
Yeah, when you ask a prospect that, they are literally bearing all of their hidden secret chest things that you can just directly attack and use for your benefit in the sales process.
Yeah, and I want to be clear about this. I mean, Connor used the word attack there. I don't want people to think that this is an underhanded, sly, sneaky question, because it's not. Because look, I want us to take a step back. We're all salespeople in business. We have to be, because that's what we're in business for, to sell. Ultimately, we have to. We need cash flow. And our jobs are always about solving problems. And if we can solve our client's problem, it's our duty to sell to them. And we won't know if we can solve their problem or not unless we ask questions like this. Now, it is not disingenuous or in any way dishonest to find out what someone's problems are and what their fears are in the pursuit of, well, can we solve this for them? I'll give you